Hey everyone, welcome back to another interesting eyeshadow palette review, and this time it is from a different new brand altogether. So I conducted a poll on Instagram long time back and asked you which palette I should try next, and you people were behind Forever52, and I went ahead and bought this palette in 2019 November end, and I started using this palette from that time. I bought the palette from the site itself directly because Nykaa also has this brand. It's just that they don't have all the palettes and all the makeup on Nykaa. So the best advice would be go onto their site and grab yours. So they have a lot of makeup. They have from face to eyes to lips, so you have a lot of options. And this is not an Indian brand, this is more of a Gulf brand which has recently come to India and doing really well. So yes, after using this product, how did I feel about it, I'll let you know, and I will even let you know will I be trying more products from them or not. So saying all that, let's move on to the review of the eyeshadow palettes and know what are my thoughts on them. So when I was buying the palette, the reason of me getting a palette from this particular site was, or from this brand, was that I saw so many looks on Instagram that I was like, I need to get at least one and try it by myself. So I was very confused because the number of palettes they have on their site is like, let's not count. So I went ahead and bought their newest launch, the Diamond Dusk palette, and this palette somewhat looks like this, and you will pay $8.99, wherein you're getting 15 eyeshadows and you get 15 grams of product, that is 1 gram each pan, and then you get 9 shimmers and remaining are mattes. So it's a very good combination of shimmers and mattes. The reason of me getting this particular palette out of the 5 variants it has was that the color scheme which is going on here and the swatches which I saw online. So for the first time and from now on, I have realized there's no point putting a hand swatch. Instead, I will directly put the swatches which are available on Forever52. I would rather give you some of the normal shades color live swatches on my hands. That makes really more sense to me. And if you still want to see some hand swatches or like the proper hand swatches of every shade, let me know through your comments. I will add it in my next review. But for this review, we are going to go in straight with the live swatches and talk more and show the application part. Before I talk about the product and show you the application part and tell you how I achieved this look, let's just read a little bit what Forever52 has to say about the palette. Daily Life Forever52 presents its professional eyeshadow range, which is a mix of matte and shimmer shades. You can create a simple, sultry daytime look to the festival-ready splendid look. You can feel the smooth texture and easy blend quality of product while applying. Do your magic with these 15 eyeshadows and make a style statement. What are the key points? Perfectly crafted 15 shades in one palette, combination of shimmers and matte. Long-lasting formula, full coverage with easy blending, no sad fading. Make it smoky by smudging it out by your fingers and steal the show. So basically they say that their shadows can be used very perfectly with your fingers. You really don't need a brush. But I'm a brush girl. I do use my brushes also, so that's okay. Let's talk about the palette. Now this is how the palette looks like, and then you open the palette and you get these wonderful 15 shades. When I saw this palette at first go, I was like, yes, this is something different, and I really enjoy seeing this palette a lot without using it. And when the first time I used it, I was highly disappointed by the palette. Sorry, but this is not a spoiler. So I was really disappointed by the first usage, maybe because I used the wrong brushes. Then later again I started using this palette and I absolutely fell in love with it. Now here they say that the shades are like shimmers and mattes, but I have a different thought on the shadows which are there in the pan. First, let's see a little close-up of the palette. So you saw the close-up of the palette. Now the shades are really stunning here, and the color combinations they have laid down is very interesting. The story which is going on is totally different, totally out of my alley, but I really loved creating looks with this palette. Now personally, they have a lot of mattes here, they have a lot of shimmer, but I feel the shimmers are not exactly shimmers. They have some pigments also here, which they call it as shimmers. I don't know why. They could have easily mentioned it on their side or on the palette, because once you start putting your finger and start applying, you really don't see much, because they are not shimmers, they are pigments. So let me just swatch few of the shades for you online, and then we'll move on to the application part. So I'm going to swatch some difficult shades here, because when you will also get the palette, you may feel that okay, ye to chal hi nahi raha, ye to lag hi nahi raha. So let's work on those shadows first. Particularly this particular one, it's a very lovely pigment. It's not a shimmer, and I'm going to give you a live swatch here. This is how the shimmer is, but it's a pigment. Because I'm hand swatching it, but when you're going to put it on your eyes, it's going to be stagnant, or it may just stick on one place. A lot can stick on one place. So what I want to say that once you're done with your eye look, you can just pick up the shade, put a little bit on your eyes, and you're done. It really pump up the look, or maybe enhance your eye look. So that's first shade, and the second one is this one. Third one is this one. So these are the 4 shadows, shimmers. Now you can see this one is very glittery and chunky. The other 3 are like super fine and very velvety and shimmery. They just show up on the eyes so nicely. How can you apply these shadows so well? The brushes are the best option for the mattes, and for the shimmer, just use your fingers. And like if you have hooded eyes like me, then first you apply with your fingers, and just to finish off the look, you can take a flat brush, pick up the shadow, and just apply it. So all the shadows in here are really amazing. All the shimmers are so good, so vibrant, so high quality. The mattes for itself are to die for. You will see it in a minute. But all in all, I absolutely loved the color scheme, and I loved creating looks with this. The amount of fallout which you have with this palette on the mattes is very less like any other palette, so you don't have to worry. The shimmers also stay on, they're not going to fade easily. If you put the shimmer properly, it stays up to 6 to 7 hours. So all in all, this palette pigmentation is on point. Packaging is really minimalistic. I really like this kind of a packaging where I can see the shadows. I'm not missing a mirror here, because for $8.99 you're getting 15 eyeshadows. Yes, if there was a mirror here, it would have really changed the game, but I'm still happy. So all in all, I really like Forever 52 first eyeshadow palette. Will I be buying more? Yes, from the different ranges. They are really known for their eyeshadows. You should definitely put on your hand, at least on one. This one is really nice. So let's move on to the application part. So I hope you loved watching the interesting eye look I created today. So the mattes are amazing to die for. They blend like makhan. You should definitely try their palettes because the mattes are amazing. Second point is the shimmers. Shimmers are of different quality. So you're getting here some interesting, nice pigments with some interesting shimmers. So it's a complete palette. You really don't have to go in for a separate pigment. And all in all, the mattes and the pigments and the shimmers work together really well. All in all, it's a pretty nice palette with so many different color options. If you're looking for one, grab one, let me know, create some looks, tag me, and if you recreate this look, tag me there also. So all in all, 10 on 10, fully approved by Bronzing Geek. I hope you loved watching this interesting small mini review on this palette, and do let me know how the look turned out. So you subscribe before you leave, click onto that small notification bell so that you get notified for my future uploads, and follow me on my Instagram. As I said earlier, you are missing a lot. Till then, take care and bye-bye.